Somebody has done pissed Ford Performance off because they have come out with one of the craziest EVs I have ever seen, the F-150 SWITCHGEAR. And today I'm going to tell you all about it. What's up, guys? Welcome to TC Customs. Today I'm going to be covering this collaboration between Ford Performance and RTR vehicles. As you guys know, I'm a big fan of both of those companies. We own a Ford GT from Ford Performance, and we also happen to be a dealer for RTR vehicles. I got a lot of respect for both of these guys, and I really think they've created something special here. The F-150 SWITCHGEAR is based on an F-150 Lightning chassis, which, as you know, is the all-electric F-150. There is no gas. There is a motor in the front, there's a motor in the rear, and you've got the battery pack in the middle. The beautiful thing about that is you got a nice low center of gravity. It is heavy, but it's got an unbelievable amount of torque and acceleration, which might actually be perfect for an off-road situation like Johnson Valley, California at the King of the Hammers. So let's go ahead and talk about and break down some of these features of this vehicle, because I really do think this is a neat vehicle that you need to pay attention to. Now, this is not going to be a production vehicle quite yet. Maybe RTR will make a detuned version of this or a consumer-friendly version of this. This is a demonstration to show that EVs, even though, if you don't know me, by the way, I am a big time proponent of big V8s and superchargers and all this other kind of stuff, but I also realize that EVs have got a really good place inside of our market. I just don't want it shoved down everybody's throat, mine included. So it's just a different tool to get the job done. So let's get the whole politics of EVs out of here and let's focus on how cool this vehicle actually is. First up, let's talk about the exterior. The carbon fiber composite front fenders and bedside. It's a wide body kit and it looks so sick. I love the way this thing is laid out. And for the front and the rear, you've got upgraded bumper covers that make it look a lot more aggressive, a better approach angle, better departure angle, which is going to be perfect if you're going through those rocks or if you're going to jump the vehicle and you're worried about coming down a little too nose heavy, if you know what I mean. But to protect the vehicle, Ford Performance and RTR vehicles have come up with steel fabricated rock rails as well as a really beefed up front skid plate. As far as the design is concerned, RTR has actually increased the track width of the vehicle, meaning they made it wider. Why is that? Better stability. It's better ground clearance in addition to that. And I'm going to tell you how they got that ground clearance here in just a second. But you've also got a significant amount of suspension travel. And how did they do that? Fox 3.0 internal Fox 3.0 internal bypass shock absorbers. I don't know why I struggle with that word, but anyways, I even think that these are live valve shocks, which are designed to adjust the dampening rate of that shock as it's flying through the air. Now, the other cool part about this is the remote reservoirs for the front of this vehicle are mounted in the front trunk. Without a question, that is my favorite use of a front trunk in any EV. They just look so cool to me. But yeah, I think it's a really good blend between off-road ability and also on-road performance, because the independent front suspension really does give you a unique and really good ride, as well as the rear suspension. Now, I'm going to talk about that. I was going to say in just a minute, but let's go ahead and talk about that now. The suspension in the front has got a double wishbone suspension system. It's got a beefed up control arms, the whole nine, designed for jumping, right? But in the rear, they did the exact same thing. But what you don't realize is this vehicle kind of looks like a Raptor, right? But the Raptor's got a solid rear axle, which is designed for a crazy level of articulation when you're jumping. The problem is the F-150 Lightning, which is what this is based on, actually has an independent rear suspension. So how do you work around that? How do you get the travel that you need? A completely upgraded rear independent suspension system, upgraded stabilizer bars. Basically, the whole suspension is designed for bombing through a King of the Hammers. As far as the wheels and tires are concerned, RTR has upfitted this thing with a set of RTR Tech 6 beadlock wheels. I just installed the non-beadlock version of this wheel on my Bronco Raptor, and I freaking love them. This is one of my favorite wheels on the market, and I think it looks fantastic, especially the fact that these are beadlock actual wheels, so that way you don't have to worry about popping a bead off when you're at the race in California. And as far as the tires are concerned, did you expect Vaughn to put anything other than a Nitto tire on this truck? Absolutely not. So what they did is they upfitted this thing with a set of 37 1350 R18 Nitto Trail Grappler tires. And they're massive, 37 1350s. And you also have two spare tires to match in the bed of the vehicle with the chase rack. So it's a pretty sweet little setup. As far as the interior is concerned, RTR has upfitted this thing with 5 Recaro seats. These are their Sportster ORV seats. And the crazy thing is you got a 6-point harness, so that way you don't have to worry about sliding out of the seat when you're taking those turns at 100 miles an hour. So just kind of a fun fact. But the craziest thing about the interior, without a question, is going to be this massive billet hydraulic e-brake, drift brake. You can tell Vaughn had some influence on this truck, because I think it'll be a sweet little demo vehicle if I'm not mistaken. But as far as the inspiration evolution, where did all this come from? A lot of people don't realize that RTR and Ford Performance go way back. Way back to 2014, they developed the ultimate fun hover F-150, and now what they've done is they've upgraded it and brought it into the new age technology for more torque, more acceleration, and I don't know if it's going to be on this actual vehicle because of the lift and all that kind of stuff, but even Blue Cruise is a possibility. Blue Cruise didn't exist back in 2014. As I've already mentioned to you, the public debut for this truck is supposed to be at the King of the Hammers this year in Johnson Valley, California, and I cannot wait to see how this thing is going to destroy all of the other vehicles in its class. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you haven't already done so, make sure you're subscribed to the channel with the bell notification turned on so you don't miss a single video. Peace.